Lost the ball, and the Giants have recovered it. Complete to the line down to 35. He's got 4 men in his back. Taken away from the distance.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Rudy back at it again with another video, guys. Um, so yeah, today's topic. It's been a while, man. Been going through some things, trying to take care of in the process of moving. So I'm getting back at it again with episode number 2 on my podcast today. And I know it's been a 2-week gap, about I would like to say, 2 to 3 weeks, man. I apologize. But yeah, today's topic, of course, what I do is let's just talk business around the NFL. News, anything, injury reports, how certain teams are looking like. Uh, we can even talk about Thursday's night's game with the Giants. I'd just like to say on that, proud of my guys, man, for playing well Thursday night. The defense kept them in the game all the way until the fourth quarter. It was only a one-score game. And then that debacle and that offensive line, those turnovers, it was just a matter of time. Those turnovers finally caught up with Daniel Jones in the offense. Um, and yeah, and finally the Patriots took advantage. You give them short field, and they will hurt you, man. Overall, proud of the defense, man. They played great. First time they kept us in the game all season. I don't really, no disrespect to Redskins fans, but I don't really count the Redskins. That was a game where there was a good chance that we had a win because the Redskins right now are their organization is a little rough right now. I mean, it's a debacle out there. I understand. There's people out there that wanted Jay Gruden out, but not me, man. I don't see that. I mean, I think he's a well put coach. I mean, he's not like his brother, but his mentality and his mindset and the way he goes about things is he's a little bit like his brother. Not forceful or not demanding in any way where this is the way. But Jay Gruden hasn't been a bad coach for the Redskins. It's not that. It's just that whatever is going on with their medical staff, whoever they have on their medical staff is not doing a good job. To me, I think that's what it is. When it comes to the Redskins, I mean, geez, man, they stay hurt all year round, man. I mean, those guys can't stay healthy for anything. The only one I can count on that's been there for the last couple of years that is healthy is Adrian Peterson, man. It's crazy, guys. Um, but to see what the Redskins had to deal with, man, these last what since he's been in the game, don't know. Their medical staff, something needs to get cleaned up over there because it's not Jay Gruden's fault that that the team can't stay healthy and they're having horrendous seasons. I know where the Giants are at when it comes to the NFC East. You know what? Let's talk about the NFC East for a little bit. The NFC East, let's talk about it. The Giants and the Redskins have mainly been for the last 4 years, except for that 2016 to 2017 season where the Giants went 11-5, and we went into Green Bay and got slaughtered. You know what I mean? We went to Lambeau. Of course, they had that whole debacle of why all the wide receivers had to go to Miami the day before the game. But this is their first time in the playoffs. Victor Cruz, of sorts, should have known better. He's been there already and done that. He's been through the playoffs. He's been through the Super Bowl. He's been won a Super Bowl. Was that a cause and effect towards them playing on the game? Because there was a lot of drop passes. I mean, our offense, it was a close game, 14-13 at halftime, and you're like, okay, as many mistakes as we had, as many drops that Odell Beckham has had, and the wide receivers don't look like they're in it at all. I think they partied a little too hard that night before, and look, it showed on that game. And then that whole second half, of course, Aaron Rodgers just opened the floodgates and took us out. But yeah, the NFC East, it's been mostly a team for the last at least half a decade, at least the last 5 years, that it's been the either the Dallas Cowboys running away with it, or the Eagles. Giants always been third and fourth. We've been struggling. Um, we're now we've been at the point the last few years where we understand and we know that we're in a rebuilding phase, and that's where we've been at. Um, the rebuilding phase started, and glad to still see Eli Manning there as our backup. And it's the Daniel Jones era. We'll see in the next couple of years if he's meant to be a franchise quarterback. Um, with Eli Manning, like I put on videos before, like with Eli Manning, his first year he came in for Kurt Warner. After the Giants started 5-4, which I still thought we could have still made the playoffs with Kurt Warner on, you know what I mean, under center. Could have still made the playoffs. We were 5-4. We were right in the mix, and I think we were second. Yeah, we were second in the division during that time, and we were in it. We put in Eli Manning because Kurt Warner was only short time, and they wanted Eli Manning. You know what I mean? So it's been a an insane story. With that, Eli Manning went 1-6 his first year. At the same time, let's see, the second year, Giants go 11-5. They go in the playoffs, and they get slaughtered by the Carolina Panthers in 2005. The score was, I think, 11-23. Then the following year, everybody knows what happens there. A little semi-dynasty started. Um, And Eli Manning went to go one on the Super Bowl in his third year, so on and so forth. And then he wins another one on his fifth year. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, on his seventh year, sorry. And we had two Super Bowls in 5 years, man. And it looks like we were hitting up for another dynasty. But whatever the case may be, the NFC East has always been a tough division. People like the crap on it, and yeah, the Dallas Cowboys right now this year are looking phenomenal. Of course, that's going to be another topic. Um, we'll be talking about Dak Prescott. So we'll take a quick commercial break, guys, and we'll get back and we'll talk in about some Dallas Cowboys and some Dak Prescott. All right. So yeah, man, we're back, man. So yeah, let's get back at it, man. Let's talk about Dak Prescott real quick on the NFC East. Uh, of course, he's played the Giants, the Dolphins, the Giants, Redskins, and then Dolphins, and then of course, Dak Prescott looking like an all-star out there, um, looking real good, and yeah, he does what he's supposed to do. You go in there and you beat on the crappy teams. You beat on the teams that are struggling. You beat on the teams that are still trying to have an identity. You got to beat on the teams that are trying to rebuild. I mean, that's part of football, man. You go in there, and NFL is no mercy. Go in there, and a good team is supposed to beat up on a bad team. That's just the way life is, man. And Dak Prescott goes into 3-0. I mean, having a passer rating of in the 140s, 130s. He had a passer rating, I think, is a 158 against the Giants, of course, my team. Debacle. I mean, with all those rookies, they weren't ready. Then he has another great passer rating, I think, in the 120s against the Redskins. One in the one teens, but I know it was over 100. And then against the Miami Dolphins, he had another passer rating of over 100 easily, man. And then Dak Prescott comes and plays real good defenses, real good football teams. What happens? That's right. He goes against the Saints. Wasn't no blowout because, of course, their defense is pretty good this year for the Dallas Cowboys. That the Dallas Cowboys defense kept Dak Prescott in the offense in the game all 4 quarters. You decide to play the game, and the Dallas Cowboys only come out with 10 points. 10 points the whole game. You have Ezekiel, you have Amari Cooper, you have what they consider, oh man, Dak Prescott, an elite quarterback, which I don't think he's there yet. To me, he's proven to understand that he's smart enough that he's good enough to go ahead and just beat up on trashy teams. Sorry, forgive me if that's lame terms, but teams that are still trying to rebuild, teams that are not that good yet, he's learned to do that. He's a smart guy. He is a smart quarterback. Um, but he hasn't learned yet to dominate against real good teams yet. I mean, there's plenty of quarterbacks in history that have been able to play against other great football teams and come out with a win. Can't sit here and I can't sit here and say, yeah, man, somebody like Brett Favre, a great quarterback, going out there and beating Tom Brady, a great quarterback. No, because they don't play. They play against each other, but they don't play offense and defense. They both play on the offense. They both play on the same side of the ball. Brett Favre will never see Tom Brady in the field together at the same time because they're both quarterbacks. So they're never going to play against. They're never going to literally play against each other, but they're going to be two quarterbacks going against each other's teams. So there's been a lot of good quarterbacks out there that are beating up on a lot of good quarterbacks with their team. We can take real quick Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, the surgeon, the the field general, the surgeon, what they call Peyton Manning. I mean, that dude can dissect the defense like no other. Great, great person, um, an elite quarterback. Um, and man, that dude was phenomenal. But his one Achilles heel, his one kryptonite, he couldn't beat Tom Brady and his team. And throughout those years and those battles, and if I can recall, forgive me because I'm not looking up and researching the records, but I remember the last time I saw a record with Peyton Manning against Tom Brady, and I think it was including, yes, it was including with the playoffs. Like Peyton Manning was 4-12, and there was the 2000 and when the Patriots won their first couple of Super Bowls in the early 2000s. Um, their defenses were pretty decent. They weren't as stout as what their defenses are now. Their defense this year is phenomenal. With Gilmore out there, the McCourty brothers, um, their linebackers like Collins. I mean, you have some new guys. I mean, guys I haven't even heard of. But Bill Belichick finds the right people to put him in the right system in the right place at the right time for his system. And this year is the most dominant Patriots defense I have seen in a long time. Tom Brady's had decent defenses, but nothing like this year, which people are, of course, once again favoring. And I don't doubt it. Barring injury, Tom Brady and them are probably going to go to the Super Bowl again and probably win another Super Bowl. As ironic and crazy as it sounds, we will never see a coach and quarterback duo like this for a long time. For a long time. I don't know if we'll ever see another one in this generation right now of Super Bowl appearances, man. I mean, Tom Brady's went to what? 9 of them? Won 6? Lost 2 to the Giants and Eli Manning? Yes, sir. Lost 1 to the Eagles? That was weird. But you had a good quarterback, man. Nick Foles. He ain't no slouch. But he's better as a quarterback than he is as a starter. Um, yeah, those defenses back in those days, they're not what they are, what it is today. Their defense is phenomenal. And yeah, you had Peyton Manning, who was a great, phenomenal quarterback, but couldn't beat Tom Brady and his team. And those were Tom Brady's teams where they didn't have great defenses. They were okay. They were good enough to make it. But what was it that got the Patriots to the Super Bowl in those early Super Bowls in those years in the early 2000s to mid 2000s to the late 2000s, before 2010. From 2001 to 2010, I mean, what did they go to? They win 3 Super Bowls. And the thing is, with Tom Brady, their offense was power. That's where they were winning their games. Tom Brady had an offensive power juggernaut for years. They even had the likes of freaking uh, Deion Branch, Tim Brown, who was played mostly in his main career with the Raiders. Got him late after his prime, still producing with the Patriots. Randy Moss, still somewhat in his prime. Lost some years playing with the Raiders with bad drafts over there, bad offensive line. Quarterbacks weren't even that great. Um, I mean, it was the Raiders were a debacle for the longest, man. Um, and he got his groove back and he went back to his original way of playing and dominating as a wide receiver since he left the Vikings. So you're talking about these quarterbacks. Getting back to Dak Prescott, what all I'm trying to say is he's not an elite quarterback. He's not there yet. He hasn't found a way to beat good teams. He is 0-2 this year against 2 great, phenomenal teams. He goes 3-0. He beats on the teams he's supposed to beat. Only came out against the Saints to give up only scored 10 points. They lost 10-12. And then, I mean, Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers came and dominated, man. And at one point, it was 31-10. Late in the third quarter, and I mean they got skull drug. But again, whether if it was a Green Bay Packers defense that was just trying to sit back a little bit, let them kill time off the clock, maybe relaxing, maybe not playing as strong on defense. But the game turned out to be 24-34 by the end of the game. But still, there was no need because the Green Bay defense was good enough to get it done. And he's 0-2 this year against 2 great teams. Of course, I would think that Dak Prescott would beat somebody like Teddy Bridgewater, who's an okay quarterback. He has proven some when he was with the Vikings his first year with Adrian Peterson, but then that's it. And then you get that big injury that he had, and he was trying to come back from that. And he's just been a bench quarterback the whole time. But as long as you have pieces, it's proven to show that as long as you have pieces around you on a football team, it shows. Teddy Bridgewater, as you can see, um, you can be successful. And I think he's now 3-0, Teddy Bridgewater, with the Saints. And they're winning games. I mean, he's not wowing you with stats, but he's getting it done. So yeah, Dak Prescott, man, he's a good quarterback, but he's not no elite quarterback yet. He has proven yet to be the great teams, and this is his 4th season. And yeah, Dallas is a great defense, but after starting 3-0, they're 3-2. And let's go to the Eagles, man. The Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. I know those guys are excited and happy, man. I mean, they finally got their first Super Bowl. And I give them props, man. I know Eagle fans have been waiting a long time. They're similar to Giants fans, and we're brutal, man. Our fan bases, we're savages. We're tired of waiting. We want right now, and we want to win right now. Because our football teams, we go through years and we're not doing anything, and we're tired of being patient. Understandable, and yeah, Carson Wentz, slowly but surely, he's picking up his game. Um, that Atlanta Falcons game, though, he was banged up pretty good, but I mean, the offensive line's got to keep doing a better job of protecting Carson Wentz, man. Because to me, Carson Wentz he's a good quarterback, man. And looking like this Sunday they're supposed to play the Vikings, but they got 6 doubtfuls that don't know that are going to play. We don't even know Alshon Jeffrey's going to play. Deshaun Jackson is going to play. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the injury report for them, and but I mean, they look like a good team. Their defense is okay. Um, But when they play against my team, the Giants, I mean, we're in a rebuilding stage, man. Their defense is going to look really great because when it comes to division games, man, defenses for some reason show up more, and that's just the way it is around the NFL, man. Um, NFC East to me has always been the hardest division, not because I'm just a Giants fan, but you look throughout the years, man. I mean, there's never really a team to walk away with the division every year. Number one, and when there is a team that wins a division every year, um, it's close. It's not like the AFC West, the AFC East, where the Patriots have dominated for 2 decades, and they run away with the division every year. This year is a different year. I mean, the Bills are 4-1, Patriots are six and 0, but they got to meet a second time. Who knows in the second go around to be a little different. But yeah, I mean, Tom Brady's already up in that age, and they're still getting it done, man. But on the NFC East side, man, the Eagles are getting back to where they were at. We'll see how long Carson Wentz lasts without him getting injured, and I hope that guy doesn't get injured. Um, but yeah, the NFC East has always been a tough division, man, and no one just literally just walks away with that division championship. I mean, the division champions every year. Of course, the Giants and the Redskins have a long way to go. Not as too much as for my team, the Giants. We've been rebuilding the last few years. We're almost there, man. Um, our defense, proud of my defense. They did really good against the Patriots. But next year, we're going to have a way better year. Next year might be the year after Daniel Jones getting a full year underneath his belt. I think the Giants will be a lot better. And still having the key players like Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, uh, Saquon Barkley, and just keep improving that offensive line. Our defense is full of first year and second year players. Besides Jabril Peppers, he's on his third season. And of course, Antoine Bethea, who's in his 14th season, which he hasn't shown me much this year yet. He's only 34, I get it. He's up there in age for football, but he's still young enough to me where he should be able to wake that defense up. Janoris Jenkins, he's been up and down, but the last 3 games he's been pretty good, dominant, man. Getting some interceptions. He's gotten 3 interceptions in the last 3 games. Um, he's been playing a lot better than what he was the first 3 games. And yeah, he's the only other veteran. He's been there like 7, 8 seasons in the NFL. Everybody else, first and second year players, man. We're slowly coming along, and I hope these 3 veterans with Jabril Peppers, Antoine Bethea, and the New York Giants, man, we figure out a way to win, man. We're a lot better situation than the Redskins. I mean, you had Jay Gruden who didn't think that um what's his name? Jeez, that the rookie quarterback he wasn't ready yet, man. Dwayne Haskins. Um, I thought it was a bad move for him to put in Dwayne Haskins in late in the second quarter against the Giants when the Giants were dominating and Case Keenum wasn't getting it done. I thought it was a bad move on his part. I think he was just trying to prove a point, showing the organization that the kid wasn't ready yet. But you can't just do that to the kid. You got to give him a week's preparation at least to work with the first team offense. And yeah, man. Um, today's topic, of course, NFC East. You guys like me doing this a lot more. Just let me know. But we'll come back when we're going on commercial break. We'll come back and I'll give final thoughts on certain things on the NFC East. And I'll try to do this at least every week and try to do every division. But yeah, guys, just stay tuned. All right, guys, we're back at it again, man. We are back at it again. So yeah, final thoughts, man. Real quick, I'll go through each team in the NFC East, man. I think that the Cowboys have a better shot in winning the division this year. I hate to say that, but I'm a true big blue bleed, big blue giant. I mean, I'm a huge Giants fan, but I'm also realistic and I'm honest to myself. Um, the Dallas Cowboys look like they're the better team this year to take over that division. Secondly, I do see the Eagles right up there and coming in second place. Um, as you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how long Carson Wentz stays healthy, and see if they can make a run for that division against the Cowboys. If Carson Wentz goes out, I mean, I don't know, man. They're down to that third string quarterback who now is the second string. I know they had that kid, Sufeld, whatever his name was. His last name started with an S. But I mean, I remember him getting injured late in the preseason too, or week one, whatever the case may be. But yeah, Eagles lose Carson Wentz. They don't have Nick Foles to back him up, so we'll see how that goes. And even though I know the Redskins are 0-5 and the Giants are 2-4, it's still a debate. But we're a lot better than the worst teams in the NFL right now that have no wins. We're slowly finding ourselves. Our rebuilding is almost there. Um, and we got the right tools and pieces to build around Daniel Jones with Saquon Barkley, especially in the running game. I can't wait till he comes back. Hopefully, he's be ready for Week 7 against the Cardinals at home. Um, and then the Redskins, they got to figure out that quarterback situation. If I'm the Redskins, I mean, they really don't have weapons out there. The wide receiver, Adrian Peterson, he could still get it done in the running game. You just got to find ways for him and include him in the offense, please. That dude's an all-time great, man. He's literally in the top 10 in rushing or top 5. I mean, that dude's elite, man. Don't give up on a guy like that, man. That guy he still has a couple of years left in the tank, man. I mean, that man's a horse. He's an all-time great. Um, yeah, if I was the Redskins, I'd just play Dwayne Haskins the rest of the year, man. And ride it out. Let him get that experience. Uh, the Giants, I just want them to improve. I just want to see improvements every week. And to me, giving the Giants offense till 7 minutes, I think, till between 7 to 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the game was still competitive. We were down by one score, and the Giants had a chance, but Giants turned over the ball on offense, and that's what killed us. Um, I just want to see improvements on the offense and defense and special teams for us to try to win games and for us to beat the Cardinals next week. We got to be good in all three phases of the ball, man. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in, listening in to my podcast, man. Next week, I don't know what division I'll do, but I'll pick a division and we'll talk about them. Thank you for all the support, for all the subscribers, man. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get all my notifications. Please put my channel out there, guys. And until next time, guys, love you guys. Peace. It's the G-Man.